Hello everyone, welcome back to Cooking with Donna. Today we are making up a Buckeye cookie. Curtis likes to call them my little copycat crumbles because he said if you're familiar with the Crumbl cookie, they're like a Buckeye Brownie cookie. That's what these are. Curtis says they're similar to them. He eats them a lot, but I don't. But we're going to mix them up, and everything you need is in the description. Here in my bowl, I have my white sugar, my butter, and my brown sugar. And your measurements, as I said, are in the description. We're going to beat this up for a few minutes. Okay, y'all. Out of sight, out of mind. I forgot my oil. Beat that right in with that butter. Okay, we're going to add in 2 room temperature eggs. Now your butter, make sure it is at room temperature. You don't want to try to beat up cold butter. You want to make sure that butter is soft. Do 1 egg. And then there's our second egg. Our vanilla. And we'll just get this mixed up. Okay, we got that mixed up, got my oil put in there. I beat that maybe 30 seconds. You just want to make sure that those eggs are mixed in there. So here I have my flour, my cocoa, there's some cornstarch, get that out of there, and I'm going to add in my salt and my baking soda, not baking powder. I always have to throw that in there. And please make sure you're with cookies, because I always have to bring this up, friends. Make sure you're not packing your flour cups. When you measure your flour, you want to measure properly, because if you go in and you just scoop, you're getting that cup packed, and you don't want that. So just let it fall right into place loosely. Once you get to the top, just level it off with the back of a knife or something, and that way you're going to get the proper measurement. Because like I said, if you go in and just scoop it and drop it in, you're getting too much flour, and you're going to end up with hard cookies, dry, crumbly cookies. And then people always will say, my dough wouldn't come together. It was dry. That's why. Too much flour. So for those who are not aware of that, that's what happens a lot of times with cookies, where people can go wrong. And this stuff ain't cheap, especially that butter. So I'm just going to get this mixed up here. Okay, we're going to get our dry mixture we just did, and we're going to add this. That's not all mixed. Add this right to your wet. Now, just like any cookie dough, your cookies the dough needs to be chilled. A lot of people will bake cookies, soon as the dough comes together, but if you want a thick cookie, this is a must, because it's going to let that butter all tighten back up, the dough get nice and chilled, so when you go to bake it, it's not going to spread out real thin because of all the butter that's all melted like that. It's not melted, but soft. So this is crucial. Now, if you know you're going to want some of these cookies, it'd be best if you made it the night before, because we do want this to chill at least an hour or so. Now, if you want to speed things up, you can chill it for an hour. Well, that's what I actually do. Or I'll make it the night before, and you can just peel off real cold pieces, because you want this like pretty firm. Or you can do this. If you got enough room in your freezer, you can roll the balls and put them in the freezer, instead of trying to pick off, the cold dough. But it has to chill. This dough needs to be very chilled. So I'm going to get this mixed up. Okay, I got it all mixed up. Now, don't overmix it. Don't beat. Now, like I said, you can chill these so it's not so hard to pull off the dough to make the round balls when you're going to bake them. But it is semi-soft. But if you're gentle with it, you can still roll it like so on your cookie sheet. Chill them. But it's going to be hard to do that for some. So that's why I always just chill my whole bowl, put some saran wrap, and I do it overnight. But if you're in a hurry, this is what you do. You chill this in your freezer. You scrape just the ice cold off where it's so hard to get off there. And then you'll bake them that way. And then this will go back in the freezer, the remainder. Because you don't want any dough underneath the cold, because if you're only going to chill it for a while, the dough underneath is still going to be soft. You want all of this complete through solid, cold. So that's what I'm going to do. In the freezer it goes for at least an hour, or I'm going to chill it overnight in the fridge. Okay, friends, I just found out I have no parchment paper. Ugh, but that's okay. You don't need it. If you have some, use it if you want. But when my dough started to get hard, I took them out and measured 1/3 cups. I just used my good old measuring cup. And I got my Scarlet here. What are you going to do? You going to help Grandma?
Yes, I love to help you cook.
Cook or bake? Grandma says that sometimes in the videos when I'm baking. And I noticed that when I watch the video. I say, cook them for this long instead of bake them. So what I do with these, let me show you, baby, how we're going to do this.
Okay.
This is what I always do with my cookies. I don't have this greased. I roll them into logs. That way they stand tall. I do this with all of my cookies. Just little fat logs like that. Stick it to your cookie sheet. Press down to make sure that's sticking to that cookie without smashing the cookie down so much. You want that to attach to the sheet because you don't want that cookie tipping over on you. So make sure it's secure to that cookie sheet. Here you go, Scarlett. You want to roll one of those like Grandma did?
Yeah.
But she's going to sit here and help me roll these. I got my oven preheated to 350. Now we're going to bake these probably 15 to 17 minutes. Ovens vary. The cookie will look underdone. Let me see how tall you have it, baby. A little bit more tall. There you go. And they're going to look underdone in the middle, and they'll puff up. That's an indication of they're done. When you tap the top, they're going to feel really soft. But as these cookies set, they set up for you. Because you don't want an overbaked cookie. That's something you don't want, because then it'll come out hard. And the longer these cookies are stored, the better they're going to get. Okay, so we're just going to continue rolling these in some little logs and get them baked, and I'll let you know how long mine baked. Scarlett, did you want to tell everybody hi?
Yes, hello guys.
She said a while ago, Grandma, can I help you roll a cookie? And she says, like, I'm nervous, Grandma. I said, for what? But tell them we'll be back.
We'll be back later, guys.
All right. Okay, my friends, there's the cookies. Mine baked for 15, almost 16 minutes. Keep an eye on your cookies. Do not overbake them. And if you're not sure, bake one cookie. Let it set for at least a half hour. Open it up because they set up as they cool. And just do that and open up that cookie after a half hour of setting and check it. Because you do not want to overbake these cookies. You don't want to put all your time and effort in this ingredients and waste it. But mine went 15 minutes, as I said. Ovens vary. When they're done, we know cookies have a lot of fat in them, a good cookie. And set them on some paper towel to absorb that fat. But see there? See that cookie? That look pretty. We're going to go ahead and get the peanut butter mixture mixed up here. So let's do that. Okay, we're going to do our peanut butter topping. I have my room temperature butter. We want that not melted, but soft, room temperature. And my peanut butter. And we're just going to get this mixed up till everything's smooth. It shouldn't take long because that peanut butter is soft. Okay, now another thing I wanted to let y'all know. I did stick my cookies in the freezer. They're easier to work with because they're soft cookies. But once they chill and tighten up and you bring them back out, you can work better with them. They're a delicious cookie, and I hope you guys give them a try. And everything you need for these cookies is in the description, okay? So now we're going to add our confectioned sugar, powdered sugar. And we'll just get this mixed up. Okay, I got that peanut butter mixture and butter and powdered sugar all mixed up. Now you just, however many cookies you have. Now I made the 1/3 cup size. I think I got 10 cookies out of that. I'll kind of tightly pack mine. And just, count that many out. I don't measure, I just make little balls. I just make sure I got 10 little peanut butter balls. Okay? And we'll put those aside. I have some of my chocolate chips and my cream, and we're going to put this in the microwave. Let it go for maybe 30 seconds. Stir it up. We want to just get that melted, so do not overheat your chocolate because it'll seize up on you. You don't want to do that. So just 30 seconds, just until it's spreadable. And if it's still real thick, just go in for another 10-15 seconds and it should be ready. All right. Okay. Here's my melted chocolate. Now we're going to get one of our peanut butter balls. We're going to get this patted out. We don't want to cover the complete cookie, but we do want a little thick, little patty. And if it's too hard for you to work with these little peanut butter balls, you can refrigerate it to firm it up some, but I usually find it pretty simple to just get that laid on that cookie, kind of press it on there a little bit. You guys get the idea. Just like so. And you can go in with as much chocolate if you want, and if it ain't enough chocolate when you're done, melt some more up. And just put some chocolate right on top. And when I get all the chocolate on here, I'm gonna put these in the freezer so the chocolate and the peanut butter will set up on them. And this will become nice and firm. And then let it set out for a little bit because it'll be cold once you take them out. But you want this to hurry and set up. I'm just playing around with this thing. But you want that chocolate and that peanut butter firm and let it do its thing. And I'm going to get the rest of these. But once you take them back out of the freezer after they set out, let them come to room temperature. Don't leave them in there forever. And then you can, I say this with all of my cookies, because a lot of people will just don't realize you can freeze these. And they're much better because anything that you freeze is going to trap some moisture. And once it's defrosted, it's even more moist. And you can put them in individual little sandwich bags and then wrap them individually and then put them in a big Ziploc bag. That's how your cookies stay nice and moist for days. If you put them in a container and then you got to stack them and all that, it's more easier that way to individually wrap them and freeze them. Whenever you want a cookie, take them out, let them set out for an hour or two to soften back up. Your chocolate will not stick to your sandwich bag. Pull it out. Good for lunches. You want a cookie? Grab you one out of the freezer. But we're going to get the rest of these done and we'll be back to cut one open with y'all. Okay, my friends, there's the cookies. Get them nice and chilled. I wanted to show you one. See there? That's nice and chilled. That one there and this one. You could tell the difference with the shininess. But please don't overbake your cookies. And if you can, chill your dough overnight because it makes a big difference on everything coming together, including flavors, your texture of your cookie, your thickness of your cookie. So if you can let it sit overnight, it will be much better. Okay? Please don't overbake them. Mine took 15 and 16. Yours could take 18. Ovens vary, but we're going to cut one here for y'all so you can see what it looks like. This one's chilled. I'm going to get this off of here so I can cut it right. Curtis is waiting, y'all. Look at there. Can they see that, Curtis?
Move it down a little bit this way.
See there?
Ooh.
Look how nice those are. You want a bite, son?
Oh, yeah.
Now I am going to chill these, get them nice and firm, and bag them. Show them that bite. Look at there, that fudginess, the moist of the cookie. They are delicious, y'all. I can only eat a quarter of a one, but I did them real big because Curtis said they're like Crumbl cookies.
I was about to say, if you ever had Crumbl cookie, you gotta try these. They taste exactly like them.
And they're not hard.
If not better.
They're not hard to make. They're really easy. But just follow the directions, y'all. I don't want you to ruin your cookies. They're really good. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you haven't subscribed, if you like the channel, you're enjoying the channel, please do so. It helps my channel. And go check out my merch. Look at that there. They're delicious. They're like a brownie cookie. I gotta have a bite. Boy, those are good. You talking about thick cookie? My goodness. Wow.
That's all I have left.
Leave my piece alone.
No promises.
Okay, if I ever forget anything, y'all, I will put it in the description. I believe I said 350, right? The oven. My mind just starts going wacko right before I'm going to end the video because I'm afraid I'm going to miss something and somebody's going to yell at me. But anyway, you guys enjoy those cookies. They're rich. Plenty to share. And we will see you guys next week. Love y'all. Bye-bye.